Yeah, I'll react to that, sure.
Show you my favorite.
Holy. First two images, amazing. Slovenia. Kind of the bridge between, I mean, literal kind of bridge between Croatia and Italy. Definitely not a Balkan country, but what would you call Slovenia? I don't know what Slovenia. I'm very well aware it is. Okay, but do they have more Balkan roots? Do they have more Central European? Do they have more Italian roots? Do they have more Germanic, kind of Austrian type roots, or are they some whole different other thing? I don't know. That's probably not going to be answered in this video, but I'm going to get to see some amazing film and facts from Ryan Shirley, as always. The original link, if you want to see the original video without my commentary, always top of the description from Ryan Shirley. I love this guy's channel. I think Ryan just seems like an amazing guy. Let's go. Let's learn. Slovenia, top 10 places to visit.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, insane. And I want to show you my favorite places in the beautiful country of Slovenia. So here is my Slovenia top 10. To say Slovenia is one of the most underrated countries in all of Europe. From the Adriatic Sea to the Julian Alps, Slovenia has so many hidden gems waiting to be discovered. Let's start this video off at the fairy tale destination of Lake Bled. Now located about a 40-minute drive outside of Slovenia's capital, Lake Bled is one of Europe's most scenic lakes. It's home to Slovenia's only island, which has a church built upon it. Now it's called the Church of Mary the Queen, and it was built all the way back in the 16th century. I definitely recommend renting a rowboat to paddle out to the island, or you can also just walk around the lake's rim. Now another incredible feature of Lake Bled is
God.
Also just walk around.
I don't know. I don't know.
The lake's rim. Now another incredible feature of Lake Bled is its castle. Now it's Slovenia's oldest castle, with its history dating all the way back to the 11th century. I mean, I just love how it's built upon a precipice and overlooks the entire lake. I mean, it's quite an enchanting area. Now after Lake Bled, we're going to head over to the coast to visit Piran. Located on a narrow peninsula in the Adriatic Sea, Piran was part of the Roman Empire back in 178 BC. During medieval times, it became part of the Republic of Venice, with much of its Italian influence still prevalent today. I just love its medieval charm and orange roof buildings. While you're there, you can visit the Tartini Central Square or take a walk around the edge of the town, marveling at the Adriatic Sea. And Piran is a hidden gem that deserves a visit. Afterwards, we're going to head to the
Reminds me of like New Zealand mountain videos. But Slovenian is a does Slovenia and Slovakia have any cultural roots together? I mean, they don't border each other. Is it Slovak, Slovene means, are they just nothing to do with each other and they just sound different? And I know you guys kind of barely have a coastline. I know Italy and Croatia kind of creep up there.
The mountains to Piran is a hidden gem that deserves a visit. Afterwards, we're going to head to the mountains to visit the Julian Alps. Now located in the northwestern corner of the country, the Julian Alps are home to the tallest mountains in all of Slovenia. They remind me a lot of the Italian Dolomites. Now the tallest peak of the Julian Alps is Mount Triglav, which stands at an elevation of 2,864 meters. Now one of my favorite peaks in the Julian Alps is called Mengart. It's located right on the Italian-Slovenian border, and what I like about it is that you can drive on Slovenia's highest road to get there. It's a little sketchy driving up there, but nothing like a good mountain drive. Now on the Italian side,
they were so sketchy, and only real story I have to bring here is that me, my dad, my brother driving through Europe, right? And we went from Bavaria, southern Germany, into Austria, and then into Switzerland. And at some point between that Austria to Switzerland transition we were driving, was some of the most sketchy roads ever. they were beautifully kept. Let me just say that. Like they were beautifully maintained very well, but it's just so scary how if you were to drive just a meter or two off the road this way, you're gone. Like you're gone. You're dead a million times over.
It's a little sketchy driving up there, but nothing like a good mountain drive. Now, on the Italian side of Mangart, there's this little alpine lake called Lago di Fucine that offers a spectacular view of Mangart's northern face. Now, another beautiful place in the Julian...
Hold on, sorry. Stay hydrated, guys.
...side of Mangart, there's this little alpine lake called Lago di Fucine that offers a spectacular view of Mangart's northern face. Now, another beautiful place in the Julian Alps is Lake Bohinj. It's the largest lake in all Slovenia, and it's just about a 30-minute drive from Lake Bled, and it's definitely less touristy. Now, there's a lot to do on the lake. You can take a ferry to reach the other side, or you can just take a nice stroll around the whole lake. It's just such a beautiful area with such enjoyable scenery. Now, afterwards, we're going to visit the River Socha. With its source being in the Julian Alps, the River Socha is considered to be one of the most beautiful rivers in all of Europe, with its distinct, crystal-clear emerald waters. It reminds me a lot of the water in Switzerland's Valle Versasca. Now, during World War I, the largest mountain battle in history took place here, which is pretty crazy to think about. Now, today, the river is a great place for kayaking and rafting. I mean, I'd love to just kayak down the whole river. Maybe I'll do that next summer. Anyways, just such a beautiful place. Definitely add that to your Slovenia bucket list. Now, afterwards, we're going to head over to Slovenia's capital, Ljubljana. Now, while Ljubljana is one of the smallest capitals in Europe, with a population around 300,000, it's considered to be one of Europe's greenest cities. Now, one thing I love about Ljubljana is how the river runs right through it. I mean, it makes it feel like you're not even in the city. Now, the crowning feature is the Ljubljana Castle. It was built around the 12th century, and it's one of the capital's most popular attractions. Now, another great thing about Ljubljana and just Slovenia in general is that you can pretty much get to any part of the country with a relatively short drive. Now, one of the most fascinating places in Slovenia is the Predjama Castle. Now, it's located just 50 minutes from Ljubljana, and it's the world's largest cave castle. It dates all the way back to the 13th century and has a fascinating history. Now, the castle was destroyed 2 times, but the castle that you see today was built in 1570 in a Renaissance style, and the castle is virtually the same today as it was all the way back then.
I think I've seen this castle. I knew it looked familiar in one of Ryan Shirley's. I think he had a video on different castles around Europe, and I think this one was featured.
Renaissance style, and the castle is virtually the same today as it was all the way back then. I mean, it would have been so interesting to live here during medieval times. Now, afterwards, we're going to head over to eastern Slovenia to visit Ptuj. Now, located about an hour-and-a-half's drive from Ljubljana, Ptuj is the oldest recorded city in Slovenia. It was inhabited during the Stone Age and served as a Roman military fort in 69 AD. Today, it's a charming city, and I love how the castle overlooks the town. Now, another great thing about eastern Slovenia is it's home to beautiful wine country, and there's just endless rolling hills and vineyards that dot the landscape. I mean, just so beautiful to drive around there. Now,
does it just make it easier for wine irrigation? Why is it that wine always needs a slope?
Hills and vineyards that dot the landscape. I mean, just so beautiful to drive around there. Now, afterwards, we're going to head over to the Kamnik-Savinja Alps. Now, this may be one of my favorite parts of Slovenia. It's home to just stunning landscapes and alpine towns. Now, one incredible place is the Logar Valley. It's one of the most beautiful alpine glacial valleys in all of Europe.
See, there are a lot of different mountain ranges that range in... that I shouldn't use range in this. Different mountain ranges that the mountains differ in how much they change as you look up. And I love it the more it changes, like from a nice green valley to more foresty, to then more forest and rock, and then less forest, more rock, and then just rock at the top, and sometimes dotted with snow. The other more plain ones are beautiful in their own way, but just I don't think are as nice to look at as stuff like
I mean,
this.
It's truly a spectacular place. Now, on the southern side of the Kamnik Alps is the Velika Planina. Now, it's a plateau home to a high elevation pasture. Now, the plateau is one of the largest settlements for shepherds in all of Europe and hosts over 140 huts, which are occupied by shepherds from June until September. Now, the plateau has been inhabited since the Middle Ages and truly has a magical feel. You can reach the plateau by a cable car and enjoy great hiking in the summer and also skiing in the winter. It reminds me a lot of Alpes in the Dolomites. Anyways, Velika Planina is truly an enchanting place. Now, one of my favorite features of Slovenia is its hilltop churches. They dot the landscape and create some of the most picturesque sceneries. One of the most notable is the Church of St. Thomas. It's located in the town of Selka and has one of the most enchanting views as it's perfectly placed on a hilltop with the Kamnik Alps in the distance. Another scenic chapel is the Church of St. Primoz and Felician. It's located in the town of Jamnik. And the church was built back in the 16th century and offers one of the most beautiful settings with a path that leads up to the church with the backdrop of the Alps. I mean,
nice,
doesn't get more spiritual than a church in nature. Well, that is it for my Slovenia top 10. Let me know where your favorite place is in Slovenia in the comments below. I also started a relaxation channel where I post hour-long films to bring some peace and nature in your life. I did a film on Slovenia that I'll link at the end of this video. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Shirley.films. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.
Crazy good. Oh my god. So good. Slovenia looks fantastic. Clearly not the smallest, clearly not the largest country, but it seems to have a lot of variation. And you do have a coastline, although it does seem like Italy kind of like sloops in here, and then you got Croatia here, right? But you still have that right there on the Adriatic, right? Yeah, it's a great video. Love you all. Hope you're all doing well. Would appreciate any comments down below. Would love if you liked and subscribed. Please go check out Ryan's video if you haven't already, and hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye.